Hi, this is Retired Geek Woman with Skyrim SE, Retired Slow Play, part number 40. And we are going to take up where we left off last time, which was we had delivered the axe to the Jarl of from Ulfric to the Jarl of Whiterun, and we got the news back, and then we went back to Windhelm, and we found out that the murderer that we had put in prison for the murder of the girls, the guy's name was, I think it's like Woundfirth or something like that, he was the wrong guy. And so we decided to follow through with that quest a little bit, and found out, and we found the right murderer after a lot of frustration for my end. I kind of cut all that out for you guys. And so we did take care of that, and that took that off of our task list. And so there will be some more to that later on, but we'll get to that. The next thing that we are going to do is we are going to further the Civil War a little bit. We have been told what to do next, and so it's not going to be good news for Whiterun. So that is going to be the next thing that me and Serena are going to do. While we are on the way there, I will do a little bit of housekeeping with you guys. If you've never watched one of my videos before, I specifically call it a retired slow play, because that is the way that I play. I'm not a power gamer. I don't like any of that. I like to enjoy the journey. I play on super easy mode. I just like to enjoy the journey, and that's what I do. So it's kind of relaxed, even though Skyrim is not an overly relaxing game to play. It can be if you play it a little bit different way. If you don't push it, you don't rush through things, you just kind of pick out the pieces that you want to explore and enjoy and go with it. So I'm kind of following the main storyline and doing some of the side quests. I will not be doing all of the side quests in this playthrough. I just don't have an interest in that, and I don't want this to be very, 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 very long. So some of the rules for myself: I do not fast travel. It breaks immersion for me. So me and Serena get on our horses and ride around, and so it takes a little bit longer, but that's how I play. It's the immersion process for me. I want to feel myself riding a horse, even though I don't really like the horses in Skyrim. I know my regular subscribers hear me talk about that all the time. The only reason that I have horses at all is because I have the Convenient Horses mod, which makes it slightly less annoying. I don't like the way they look. I don't like the controls. But with the Convenient Horses mod, then my follower can ride a horse with me. Otherwise, it was a completely waste of having horses. I can also call them from anywhere. If I park them somewhere and forget where they are, I can use my horn to call them from anywhere. And I do that regularly. I also can tell my horse to get out of the fight. So if I get into a fight, you'll see my horse run off. And when the fight is over, it kind of slowly comes back to wherever I am. So you can see I'm looking at my map. That you can also tell that I have the Quality World Map mod installed. That was for you guys, because I was constantly getting lost, which I still do somewhat, but I get lost less with the Quality World Map, which helps the roads stand out better. So that's the second mod that I have installed, and the third one is the Unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch, which fixes a number of bugs, and so that's the kind of that's what I do, those three mods. I don't like having mods. I'm kind of an anti-mod user person, but those three seem to be absolutes for me. Otherwise, I wouldn't be playing this game at all. What you just saw right there is Serena has this amazing horse. I don't like the look of it. It's very skeletal, but when she gets off of it, it will explode wherever she gets off of it at, and it killed these wolves for us. So I love that feature. You're seeing me collect these wolf pelts. That's why I did that on purpose. I got off my horse on purpose so these wolves would be killed, because I need certain things to finish the building of my house. So I needed some wolf pelts for that. I am building the house in the Lakeview Manor is the one that I'm using. That's from the Hearthfire DLC, which is included with the special edition version. I do not have the anniversary edition, and I will not buy it. A couple of reasons. I don't think that it adds enough value to the game for me to purchase it again. I think I've purchased Skyrim 3 times, I think, and I think that's enough. So anyway, I was getting back to the Hearthfire. You get to build your own homes, and when I mean build them, I mean build them. You start with a foundation and you start with nothing. They give you you buy a piece of land from a Jarl. I think there's 3 different Hearthfire houses, and you can you start building the foundations and the walls and the roofs and the doors and everything. You build it from the ground up, and I've showed that in previous episodes, which you can go back and watch, and it's been a really fun part of the game that I absolutely love. That's one reason that I actually got the add-ons. I don't remember when or how I ended up purchasing them. I don't remember. But I do know that when I did that, it's like, okay, that adds a whole level for me, because I really do like having a house in games. It helps me feel rooted in the game. So I'm part of this world. Yeah, I don't know how I showed up here, but I did, and then they tried to kill me, and then it kind of went from there. And part of it is to settle down and have a home. I have a husband and 2 adopted children. I currently have a house Carl, and I have a guy who plays music for us, so that's kind of cool. So anyway, that was my explanation while we're heading on our way here. Another rule for myself is I generally don't travel at night, and try to avoid it if I can. After we had finished what we did on the last episode, I decided I could have slept until morning at an inn there, and I do that very, very often. But I decided to take off, and it's only 4 o'clock in the morning. I do not like traveling at night. In real life, I don't like to travel at night. I don't see very well, and I think that sometimes our real life kind of filters into our game life in certain ways. At least it does for me. Because when I'm playing a game, I'm playing myself. I'm role-playing a version of myself. And so there are pieces. I mean, obviously I'm not this beautiful mage with amazing skills and all those things. I'm not that. But when it is a female, it is me, it is a senior. You can see the gray hair there. And that senior doesn't like being out at night. So that's one of my rules for myself. I don't have too many rules, but that's definitely one of them that I try to follow for the most part. Another thing that I wanted to mention while we're on the way here is that I am not a professional sound engineer. That's my son's job. He is one and is a game designer for a pretty good sized gaming company. And his sound recordings would be perfect. You would never hear anybody coughing in the background. You would never hear boats on the lake. You would never hear cats crying. I have 2 beautiful, they're long hair Siamese, which is a Balinese. They're very noisy and very, they talk a lot. And so one of them this morning is walking around and going to both my husband's office and my desk and howling and begging for attention. I don't want to get the skills and the software that it would take to remove all of that. I try to minimize it because I find it annoying when I'm watching videos that have too much background noise, but I try to keep it to a minimum. But you occasionally will hear something, and I just want to let you know that that's just my life. That's just me. Look at this. Like, what is he doing? He's walking along very strangely. It's okay. I'm going to let that go and just keep going on our way. So, again, we are following the next step in the quest line of the Civil War. And if you haven't watched previous episodes, you should go back and look at that. There is a civil war going on in Skyrim between the Imperials and the Stormcloaks. The Stormcloaks are named after Ulfric Stormcloak, and he is fighting the oppression from the Imperials, which in the previous Elder Scroll game, the Imperials are the good guys. And so it was kind of a shock to me when I cranked up Skyrim not knowing anything about it and found out these Imperials, these same ones that I had been fighting along with in the previous episode or the previous game, were trying to kill me. They were trying to chop my head off. So I find absolutely no reason to choose the side of the Imperials, although you can. There's lots of choices that you can make in Skyrim that affect things. So in this case, I decided that since the Imperials were trying to chop off my head, I was not willing to forgive that and join that side. I am going to be on the side of the rebellion, which is Ulfric Stormcloak and his crew. And so we are going to take it a step further. You can see that it's starting to get morning now, so you can see my shadow there along the side. I love a lot of the details. This is not a graphic modded version at all. There's thousands of mods you can add to Skyrim to change things. I chose to play as vanilla as possible. I've already mentioned the 3 mods that I have, and I don't want to have any more. I think I'll play it in its current beauty. As you can see, this war is going on. It's like, oh my gosh. Whiterun is fighting, throwing some kind of big flame balls, and they're being thrown right back. So we are right in the middle of this, and we're supposed to talk to Galmar for orders. It's like, oh, this is not good. And he's kind of pumping them all up. So again, they're fighting for the right to worship who they want to. And, you know, I've mentioned this before. I am an American. In America, we can worship whoever we want or no one. We have that freedom. So I think that the peoples of Skyrim should have that freedom. So again, that's another reason why I'm on the Stormcloak side. I want to fight for those freedom to be who they want to be and not be oppressed by the Imperials. So again, I'm just kind of letting Galmar talk along here. One thing, when I'm playing the game by myself, I don't have the words on the screen. I like to hear it. It's more immersive for me if I do that. But for the purpose of this playthrough, I know that I'm talking over a lot of the speech here, and I want to make sure that you guys can see what's being said, because sometimes someone will say something and it'll create a quest. So I want you guys to be able to see it. So, okay, he tells us we need to get over there to Whiterun and break through the barricades. And it's sad that it's the enemies, because we've been in this town and we've worked and talked with these shopkeepers. And so it's really sad that it's come to this. But the Jarl of Whiterun made his decision. And so since we're on this side of the war, we have to follow along with what has to happen. And so what this is all about is taking over this city. And I just hate that. I hate war anyway. I guess everybody does, but this one was particularly tough for me. So I have to be honest here. When the first time I ever played this, I think I've only started over maybe 4 or 5 times. I had no idea how to get over that barricade. None. It didn't, because I don't use a sword. I suppose if you used a sword, then it would be like make logical sense. But being a magic user, it never in a million years occurred to me that I could use magic, destruction magic, to take down the barricade. So the first couple times that I played through this part, I jumped over it. Is that dumb or what? I had no idea. You will learn I'm not a very good fighter. It's not part of, it's not, I just hate it. It's part of the game. I have to fight. It's the one thing I really don't like about Skyrim is that you got to fight. But that's part, that's what the whole game is about. It's about these, oh, look at that dude. It's all about this war, the dragons, and you have to fight as part of it. I play it on very easy. Let's see, I don't want to shoot my own guys. I know the first time I played this, I think I shot my own guys more than I shot the others because I couldn't really tell who was Stormcloaks, who were the Imperials, who was I fighting. So I don't know, I was very confused. Kind of stood back and let everybody else do it. Although it was supposed to be my job to get these gates open, I suppose. So I wasn't sure what to do. Again, I've only started over maybe 4 or 5 times, and I've never gotten very far. I've always done the mage college. I followed through that to be the archmage, and I've dabbled in some of the other factions, but I've never followed. I don't think I followed the Civil War all the way through. And I know I haven't done the main quest line very far. The Prima Guide suggests that you play what they call acts, so play the first act, and so that you can get shouts. And so, and that's what I've done, but I don't know that I've taken it much further than that ever. I'm hoping with your encouragement, I will, for the first time ever in 11 years, finish Skyrim. And to me, finished means I have completed the main storyline and any side quests that I wanted to do. I do want to apologize for my throat. I've been sick for a month now, and my throat is very rough, so I apologize. I'm trying to make sure that I don't cough or clear my throat in your ear, so I'm so sorry. If I do that, I'll try to make sure that I take that out. As you can see, it's so sad. I never really liked these guards. They weren't overly friendly to me ever anyways, but it's so sad to see this going on. And here I was like, okay, I guess I gotta take down another barricade, so we can do that pretty easily. And I have to take out the guards. If I'm smart, I look at the red dots and tells me where the guards are. So anyway, try not to shoot my own guys. And obviously we're trying to get up here to where the Jarl is. And you can see everything's barred pretty much. Hopefully the innocent people are, help! The innocent people are staying in their homes. And I don't know how they're going to feel about us after this is all said and done. Yeah, barricade. I remember jumping over that one the first time too. I don't know how the rest of them popped in with me after that, since I was supposed to be the one to take down the barricades. Like, oh my gosh. I couldn't believe it the first time when I realized it and realized, well, that was just dumb. I'm sure y'all have done dumb things that you wished you hadn't done. It's really hard watching your own gameplay because I see so many mistakes. So now we're in Dragon's Reach, and again, there's more guards here. Whoa! You guys all attacking me. And that is that. I like Serena. And that is that. So it looks like all these guys are dead. No, there's more. Whoa! Got a mage shooting me. And the Jarl. Dude, you are surrounded. This is not going to end good for you. Okay. He said he surrendered. Okay, he says he surrendered, and I'm supposed to accept his surrender. That's what it said. And I say, do you surrender? And he says, I surrender. Give me a few hours to gather my household, and I'll depart. You have my word. Okay, so I accepted his surrender. Right? And so it's still on my quest log to accept his surrender. Like, what the heck? So I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing here. I guess there's a conversation going on here, but I don't know that I have to be listening to this to further this along. Ah, the Empire has no place in Skyrim. Not anymore. Oh, kicking it out. You don't have a place here either. We're not going to spread the rebellion thin. Are you kidding me? We just took Whiterun. Y'all need to just surrender now. There would be less bloodshed. I don't want to kill people. That's right. Worship whoever we want. That's what we're shooting for. And it's still telling me to accept his surrender. So I do not understand why it keeps saying that. I did. So I guess I got to do it again. And see, he won't even talk to me now. So I don't know what the deal is. I'm not sure what I'm missing or if I'm missing anything. It's like, okay, guys, stop talking and let him gather his things and get out. I don't know I'm not sure what's up. I don't know why it's still on there. It's still telling me to accept it, and I did. See? I mean, go interrupt these guys, get rid of them. Yes, there will be singing stories about this day. We may hear them later, I don't know. It's really interesting to hear the minstrels singing and the stories they sing. Okay, are you done? This isn't over. Oh, yeah, it kind of is. All your guys are dead. No, I won't regret it someday. Okay, so I guess they had to finish their conversation. He had to say what he did, and that task is now gone. Battle for Whiterun has been completed. Okay, and we have to report back to Ulfric. So the next thing we need to do is figure out what we want to do next. Diplomatic immunity is the main quest line, and we're supposed to head to Solitude to infiltrate a party there, and that's supposed to be the next thing that we do on the main quest line. And so as you can see, I'm starting to move these stories along a little bit. And there's a couple reasons why I'm doing that. I don't want to make this, hundreds and hundreds of episodes long. And Skyrim, like I said, it's one of those games I quit playing after a while. I always do. I don't know what it is about it. I think there's so many things I love about Skyrim, and there's some things that I don't like about it. I don't like the terrain and the climate because I always feel cold when I'm playing. And it's winter where I live now in real life, and playing this where you have to go in cold, snowy places just makes me feel colder, which is why I like Oblivion the most of all the Skyrim or all of the Elder Scrolls series. I like the feel of it. I love it that it rains. It's very green. I really love all of that. But, Skyrim is the last game that we have in the Elder Scrolls series, and it may be the last one. It's been 11 years since we've had one. As of this recording, it is just past 11 years since Skyrim came out, and we've had barely indications and hints that Elder Scrolls 6 is coming out. So this may be the last one. In between the other ones, I looked it up because I wasn't sure. It was only about 5 years in between each of the Elder Scrolls games prior to this. And 11 years is excessive. And I don't know what the reasoning is. It's such a huge moneymaker. I heard that they just brought this out on another, some kind of console. I don't really know I don't play consoles. I don't play on anything but PC. So I don't know what they all are. But I heard they brought it out on another version, and they're charging $70 for it. For an 11-year-old game, well, good luck to them. I don't think. I think they should be spending their money making Elder Scrolls 6 instead of doing things like that. That's just my unsolicited opinion. It's such an incredible game. It's a incredible game series. I mean, you really would do well to go back and play. If you're interested in the lore at all, go back and play the other ones. Even Daggerfall. Daggerfall was the first one that I played in the Elder Scrolls series, and when I bought it, which was only about a year after it was released. I think it was released in, gosh, was it 96? I'm not sure. I'm not looking at it right now. But I bought it about a year later, and I got it in a bargain bin. And I just liked the box. The box looked cool. The game was just amazing for the time, but it was unplayable. The dungeons were insane, and they were buggy. So you would fall through the floors and things, and it was so frustrating. I quit playing it a long time ago. Well, then some really talented people ported Daggerfall into Unity, and Daggerfall is a free download, and I downloaded it, and then I found a really fabulous mod that made that game look like a modern game. I mean, the initial dungeon that you start in, it was creepy looking. I mean, really creepy looking. So that's a very playable game. If you want to play them all in order, that's my suggestion. Is if you want to start with Daggerfall, do it with the Unity. And then, yes, I know I'm a non-mod person. In this particular case, it's a huge... I'm so sorry, dear. It is a huge improvement and makes an unplayable game playable. That particular mod also lets you make 99% of the dungeons smaller, way smaller, because they were insanely huge, multiple layers, and following the old dungeon crawling rules of following your right hand. So you go like the right hand wall and you'll eventually hit all the dungeon. Didn't work. There's switches and magic doors, and it's just, oh my gosh. It was just unplayable and not fun. So it's definitely worth it if you want to explore all of the Elder Scrolls series. Very, very playable. So anyway, that's my plug, and you can play it for free. They released it for free on Steam a while back, and then I found out because it was released for free by Bethesda, then you can also download it for free on the Daggerfall Unity version, and I highly recommend it. So anyway, back to Skyrim. Decided to pop into town here on the way to my house. And hi, Serena. I couldn't see Serena. She wasn't following along with me. That happens sometimes. I think I get too far ahead. And I was looking to see if she had any dragon bones or anything that I wanted to take from her. And so I always stop in here and see if there's anything else I can sell. It seems like to me I had a couple of scrolls that I can sell at the general stores. And I hang on to those when I find them because they're worth so much and they don't weigh hardly anything. I did decide to pick up a couple of goat hides. I felt a little bit better buying them. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to kill the goats. I don't want to kill the deer, but I need those things for the house. So I decided to go ahead and pick them up. And I was double checking here to see if there's anything else that he had that I needed. And I don't know. I off screen made a physical list. I used Microsoft OneNote for my gaming notes, and I had gone off screen, had gone and created a list of all of the things I needed to finish my house, so that when I come across things, I can mark them off my list. That's one thing I was doing. I was looking for a couple things. I know I need goats hides. I know I need some large deer antlers, and so anyway, I was just looking for them. I hate to kill them. They're peaceful animals, and I hate doing that. But at the same time, I want to finish my house, and it's getting pretty close enough that I was able to make a pretty comprehensive list of everything that I needed, and that includes amulets that I will need to get. I'm missing a few. The amulets are making a full set of shrines in the basement of my house, which definitely not needed. I always liked the Shrine of Mara, but it's completion. It's like it'll be done when I have all of those amulets, so that's why. So anyway, after selling a few things there that I had, I'm gonna make my way to my beautiful home. And one thing that I do to help you guys is any chance I get, I will sprint my horse. Or if I'm running, I'll sprint as much as I can until my stamina runs out. And that's just to save you the pain of watching me walk along. And what I'm doing right here is I'm looking for mud crabs. As much as I hate mud crabs, I need some for my house. So I'm kind of glancing along. It's like when you don't want mud crabs, they're everywhere, right? When you do want them, you can't find them. It's like, what the heck? They should be all along there. No, they're hiding from me. I think they know I'm out for them, or I'm trying to find them, so they hide. Hate those things. I really do. And that comes from Morrowind. It's the first time you come across those, and man, what an annoyance they were. Hated them, especially early on when you're super weak and you can't hardly kill them. So Morrowind is my least favorite game in the Elder Scrolls series, and I did do a review of the Elder Scrolls series on my channel. I have a playlist. I think it's called review. I don't know what it's called. It has reviews though, and I did a review of the entire Elder Scrolls series. And at that time that I did that recording, I did not own Morrowind. I had purchased Morrowind on disc when it came out, and I had those discs for many years. And then my last computer upgrade didn't have a DVD or CD drive, so I couldn't play it. Well, then I bought an external DVD drive. I thought, well, I'll try to load it up. Well, the disc wouldn't play, so I tossed them in the trash. Well, and I'm thinking, and at the time, it was $15 for that game. I thought, I'm not paying $15 for a game that I really don't like just to say I had it, right? So they had a sale. I think they target, I know they target you when you put things in your wish list, and that's fine. I got a note that they went on sale for $4.99 one day, and I picked it up. And I played it for about 5-6 hours, and then I was done. It's just, there's something about that game I don't like. Well, there's a lot of things about that game that I don't like. And I know it's interesting because a lot of people that play the Elder Scrolls game, that's their favorite. So I don't know what it is. I just don't like it. I don't know what it is. Anyway, now I have it. I probably should redo that review of the Elder Scrolls series, because at the time I said in it I don't have it, and now I do. But I'll never play it. But I have the complete Elder Scrolls series in my Steam library. So, and I also have all the Prima guides, which, you know, before the days of the wikis and stuff, it was kind of if you wanted to know stuff, that's what you needed to know. So I've got all the Prima guides for all 5 of the Elder Scrolls series on my shelf. So anyway, what I'm going to do is come over to this chest, and this is all of the stuff that I have been storing for building my house and other things too, but mostly it's storage. It's why I'm so heavy and overloaded. It's because I have so much stuff in my inventory. So what I'm doing is I go into each workbench and saying, okay, look at that. I need large antlers, saber cat tooth, and yeah. So I'm kind of looking and saying what I knew I had some stuff on me that I could do a few of these. So I thought I'd run around very slowly, walk around, and look at this minstrel. What? He's singing some song. It's like, oh, how annoying. Okay, nothing here. I knew I had something that I could do. And one thing I'm going to do is talk to my minstrel and say, dude, I would like I'm going to make a request. Instrumental, please stop singing. Thank you. And it is actually very relaxing music, so I like listening to it. But just the instrumental music. So back to our task at hand is to see if we can build any more of our house As I mentioned, this is the Lakeview Manor. This is actually, oh good, we can make a mounted goat head. This part of the house is an indoor garden, and you can plant various plants in these beautiful planters back here. And so it actually was a mistake that I made. I built this garden addition, and then the more I thought about it, I wished I had added the extra bedrooms. The extra bedrooms lets your other people, like the minstrel and your follower and your housecarl, have place to sleep. Because otherwise they just stand around all night. You can't see that because obviously you're sleeping. I've got the bedroom for the children, and they've got an annoying little fox that they brought home, which I allowed them to. So that was a mistake that I had made. Every time I walk by this cabinet here, I knock something off. So I was able to make, there's a couple more, so that's 4 more items that I could craft. It looks like only 1 more from this particular workbench. If I do the 1 more, then I can remove that workbench. You can remove each one as you are done. And so anyway, I think you also saw that mud crab chittens. I need some of those, so I've got to find those daggone mud crabs. So let's have a chit chat with our husband here, and I don't know what I needed from him. I don't know what I was looking for. Has he made any money? No, come on. I clicked on, have you made any money? Jeez Louise. And I think it might have been a while since I asked him. 2,100. He just handed me 2,100 gold. That's my half of the business. So, all right. Cool. And I was fairly certain that I couldn't make anything else in any of the other rooms. You can see that I'm over double my weight limit right now. And so I'm trying to dump off as many things as I can. Some of this stuff needs to go elsewhere. It's like anything that's an ingredient, anything that's what am I trying to say? Anything that is a building item, like the animal hides and things like that, need to go in this chest. I also put toys and things, gifts for the children in here, because sometimes they run up to me and ask me, did you bring me anything? And I like to have it nearby. See those dolls and things like that? I like to have that stuff nearby, and this is where I'm currently keeping it. Eventually I'll reorganize all of this. All the ores and things like that need to go in there. These recipes, I want to put them in the potion making area, and any ingredients that I have, I wanted to put those in the put those there too. There's also a enchanting station that I have upstairs, and I want to put anything that I would be using for enchanting in there as well. So I'm trying to be a little bit more discretionary on what I'm putting where, so I can get some of this a little bit better organized. And a little fox pelt. I don't know how or where I got that. I don't think I need it. One thing, we have a trophy room in the back of the house, and at some point we can decide what which creatures we want to put in our trophy room, and I haven't decided for sure. A dragon trophy for sure, and I think that's a dragon head that you can put. It ends up there, but you can do whatever you want. The creatures you hate the most and you're proud of, the ones that you killed, or just the ones you like the look of. It's all up to you. I really like that trophy room. So again, I'm sorting through, doing a fairly good job of getting rid of things that. Also, you can see that Modessi had wanted a few things. I have some of the things to give Modessi, but I don't have everything. So I'm keeping the rest of it here until I end up with all of it, because I don't want to take one thing at a time. And I don't want, Modessi's way down in Riften, which I'm not going to very often, especially since we basically completed the Dawnguard main quest. That is a DLC with the SE edition. And that's how we ended up with Serena. And you can see I have a lot of potions, way too many potions. And so I had been thinking about doing potion making, but in all honesty, I always have more than I need. So I'm not really sure if I want to do potion making. I had thought about it, but at this point in the game, I don't see the point because I have the potions that I need. I need a cure potion, or cure disease, so that I don't end up being a vampire. I need health and magicka, and you can see that I had tons of them. So small antlers I probably won't even be using, but I ended up with them anyway. And ingots, getting down near the bottom of my list. I don't know what I'll do when I am done. I don't know. I got way too many building materials, but at the beginning you don't know how much you need. So a good wooden sword is for the kids. Don't know why I took it. If you give your kids a wooden sword, they use a practice dummy in the basement, and it's really cute. Here it's easy, just hit ingredients. Nern roots. Oh yes, those of you that played Oblivion, you know why I'm saving the Nern roots, because I have an inability to not save the Nern roots. And it's like, okay, where was the recipe? I'm clicking on books. You see that? How annoying can it get? I'm going to store these recipes. Yeah, I think I had some more. Yeah, I wish they would say recipe : and the name of the recipe, because then it would be in order. But that's just me and my OCD-ness showing. So anyway. Okay, what else do we got? Kind of looking over and thinking, what else do I have? What else do we need to store? Oh yeah. Remember I said that enchanting, which I still don't know if I'm going to get into it or not. But for the just in case, I'm keeping things that I would disenchant. And this is the cabinet that I'm keeping anything that I would want to disenchant or use for enchanting. So that's what I'm going through to see if there's anything else that I would put in here. And I know you use soul gems for enchanting. The bigger the soul gems, the better the enchantment is. But again, I don't know if I'm going to get into it or not. So because I don't know, that's why. Look at all those flawless garnets. Gee. Gems are also used for enchanting, and obviously the better the gems, the higher value the gems, the higher the enchantment. So anyway, that's why I'm popping a few of those in there, and just looking for anything else that I can dump in here. I always find later on that when I'm looking at my inventory in a store or something, I find something that I should have dropped off at the house. It's like, oh man. You saw me click the miscellaneous. How annoying. Yes, I did see something that I wanted to put in there. Ingot. So with that done, we've got two different things that we're working on here. But I think we're going to work on the diplomatic immunity quest first, which is the main quest line. We're supposed to meet Malborn in Solitude, and there's going to be some kind of weird party situation going on, and Malborn's going to get us into the party somehow. And this is all a plan set up by Delphine. So I'm looking at that, thinking, okay, where is that up? That's in Solitude. I don't think we've been to Solitude yet. So that'll be a new adventure for us. The first time, I think. I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. On this playthrough, I have not been to Solitude yet. So it's 1:30 in the afternoon. So the question is, do we want to try to boogie on up there now? Or do we want to sleep and get up in the morning? It's always a difficult decision for me. I do like to sleep in my house because I get two different buffs from sleeping in my own house. Lover's comfort and a mother's love. I think that's the two that give me extra buffs for like 8 hours or something. So I do like to sleep here when I can. It's like midday, so I'm just going to have to sleep a day and a half. I don't have to, but I like to since I'm already here. And those are good buffs. We may need them. Who knows what's going to happen when we go into this, when we crash this party that we're going to crash. So anyway, get up nice bright and early in the morning. I think it's 5:30. Yeah, there's a mother's love and a lover's comfort are the two things that we get when we sleep in our own home. And the kids stop you at the weirdest times. Yeah, how about some, plenty. Here, take 100. I don't know what you're doing with it. Gift, also the gift of charity. So goodness, we have a lot of gifts, a lot of buffs that we got for just stopping by the house and doing a little bit of building. So we're in good shape. And there are lovely Serena holding our torch, which I gotta remember to look for some more for her. So she's always got them. Let's get on our horses and get the heck out of here. We don't want to get lazy hanging out at the house. We want to get going. We got things to do, places to go. But look at this beautiful home. Isn't it beautiful? I just love it. I have owned many other houses in the game in previous playthroughs. This one is my favorite. I think it has something to do with the fact that I built it. You know what I mean? It's different just buying a piece of paper and buying the other pieces of paper that fill the houses with the decorations and the furniture and stuff. And then there's building it. There's just something about that ties me to it more so. Whoa, I don't know which way she came down. There must be a right way to come down and a wrong way to come down. I think I come down the wrong way every single time. So we're going to rush along here. Nice bright early morning. And make our way to Solitude. I like the sunshiny mornings. I like the rainy mornings too. If you have not watched any of my videos, I've mentioned it before. I love rainy days. I'm the only person in my entire very large family that loves the rainy days. And I found out that there's a term for that. It's called pluviophile. And a pluviophile is a person who feels peaceful and calm on rainy days. And that's me. It's actually raining a little, or has been raining this morning where I'm at, and it's like, I especially like it on the warm spring days or warm summer days where I can open up my house and I enjoy hearing the sound. It's just wonderful. So I love it when it rains in Skyrim. And I would say probably half of the time, maybe 3/4 of the time, I play with headphones on, so I can make sure I turn that up as loud as I can so I can hear that, and I feel so peaceful. And then something jumps out and I gotta kill it. That's not peaceful. That's the opposite of peaceful, but that's okay. We get it. We get our pleasure and peace where we can find it. So occasionally I just kind of slow down to let Serena catch up, and then I was like, okay, sprint. And she doesn't sprint with me. She'll catch up eventually, but she doesn't sprint with me. I am 99% sure. So it's kind of hard to turn around backwards and sprint at the same time, but I notice that when I do sprint like that, she's pretty far back. But there she is. She's right there. Don't we look amazing? We're amazing. Me and Serena. What a team to beat, right? Whew. Running down a hillside can damage your horse sometimes. You have to be careful, depending upon how steep it is. And look what we saw. I thought I had seen a dragon. Look at this. Look at this. We got a dragon. I forget his name. That dragon he's awakening another dragon. And we just happened to see it happen. Now him, we can't kill. See, he's not even a target on our map, and he's not hurting us, but he's bringing out another. He's awakening another dragon. And when they come out like that, they are definitely skeletons. He's still not a target on our map, on our compass yet. And that one we can't. Now this one is ready to go. And this one has a name. Voltanak? I don't speak the names right. And he wasn't very difficult. It's like he was easy peasy. Maybe because he was a baby just out of the ground. I don't know. Me and Serena took care of him in short order. And that gives him some more souls. I really don't use shouts very much. I never have. I think I like the shout that says marked for death. But I think I've only found one of them. And I'm not very good about finding the word walls because I don't hang out in the dungeons. I don't explore. I'm sure there's just hundreds I'm missing. But anyway, I want to go ahead and give Serena the bones and scales that we found because they are so heavy. And I have dwarven metal ingots. Ugh, I hate it when I miss things like that. But we'll just carry them around. All right, absorb the soul. Got the golden bones and goodies. So that was something cool to see. That I don't think we had seen that before. Where the big dragon, I forget the name of the big dragon, releases a dragon from underneath a dragon mound. So that was the first time for that. So that's how that happens. They are being awakened. Because in the beginning, everybody assumes that dragons are dead, and they're not dead. They are sleeping under dragon mounds. That's what they are doing. So I think I can't tell what it is. A goat, deer, not sure. Oh, yeah, it's a deer. We need some deer antlers, large deer antlers for our house. Let's see if we got any, and they're small. Ugh. I don't remember if we need any deer hides or not. The other one went right up over this hill, at least I thought it did. Like, where did you go? How far? There you are. I really need the large deer antlers. I need a bunch of them. To me, that looked like I completely missed him, and he's still dead. So anyway, a couple of deer hides. I don't remember if we need them or not. So what I did here is instead of backtracking, I just ran ahead to find the road, and then I'll call for my horse. It's like, where am I? Oh, I'm not too far away. I don't want to miss the turn because I'm pretty positive it's the first time I've been there in this playthrough. I know that I've started over maybe 5 times, something like that. And I don't know if I know I've been to Solitude in previous plays, but it has been a gazillion years. And something just flew overhead. It's like, what the heck? It's that daggone dragon. It's that same one. It's that big dragon. See, he's not showing as a dragon that we can target. So I don't know. Maybe he's looking for the dead one. Sorry, dude. Dragons are not our friends. And we are not going to let that go. So you can just circle around all you want. I kept looking at it to see if he was a target, if it was a different dragon or whatever. It's like, okay, I'm out of here. You just keep on flying around looking, and we're going to do our thing. So on to Solitude we are headed. Trying our bestest not to get lost or killed along the way. You'll see that I don't die very often. That's because I'm playing on very easy mode. Because dying is not part of the fun for me. It's quite the opposite. It's the opposite of fun. I want to enjoy things. I do not want to be dead. That just absolutely ticks me off. I mean, really. It totally ticks me off. So anyway, our retired slow play needs to be retired and slow and relaxing and not too stressful. So that's what I do. That's how I play. That's why it's in the title of this video and all of my Skyrim videos and pretty much any video of my other games that I play. Check out my other playlist if you want to see what else I'm playing. So anyways, and if you haven't subscribed, I'll take a minute to ask real quick. Please subscribe to my channel. I really do appreciate it when people subscribe to my channel. Watch out, kid. I don't want to hit you. I appreciate the subscription. It makes YouTube like me better, and I feel like I'm doing something that people are interested in, something different. It's not a playthrough. These are not tips, although I give tips along the way. It's not a 15, minute or 5-minute short on something. These are playthroughs. I'm playing through the game and you're along for the journey. So please subscribe if you haven't. I appreciate that. That's my little early plug. Checking to see where I'm at. It looks like I need to head right here. This dead body in the road really bothers me. I don't want to run over it. It's like, why doesn't it go away? I don't know. Maybe I need to stop and loot it or something. I don't know why it doesn't go away. It's still there. Oh, I got another deer. Come on. Don't make me kill you uselessly. Please have large deer antler. Oh my goodness, it slid all the way down the hill. There was another one down there, and it was running towards me instead of running away. But they landed in the same spot, and that's convenient. Hopefully we'll get some large deer antlers, please. Yes, we did get some large deer antlers, which we needed. And only one, so that's okay. Just looking around, and then I'll pull ahead here and call for my horse. Sometimes I think I hear something or I see something. And I know I was looking for a bank along the edge of the water because that's where the mud crabs are. And it's like, ever since I started looking for mud crabs, I found like 2. And I need a lot more than that. So occasionally you see me looking around like that, looking for a bank where there could be mud crabs. It's totally ridiculous that they are not anywhere near where I need them. It's very, very annoying. But that's okay. We'll find them eventually. We have been through this area, this Robber's Gorge, many times. We've killed them numerous times, and the bandits are there again. It's like they just keep coming back. Obviously different ones, because dead guys lay in the middle of the road. So again, I'm looking for mud crabs. Surely along this area right here, there would be mud crabs. I see none. I suppose if I just went and stood in the edge of the water, they would show up. I don't know why they're not. But that's all right. I'll keep looking. And then I also keep checking my map because I do not want to get lost. Oh, this looks like a great place for a mud crab. Nada. None. Mud crabs, come on. Oh man, it's crazy. I swear that they have bothered me this entire game until I started needing them. Maybe I should have collected them then, and that we wouldn't be having this conversation now. I mean, geez Louise. Okay, check the map. Which way do I need to go? I need to go left. Now, I have found in the past, getting to Solitude was problematic because it's weird how it's situated on this hill. So, we'll get there in a minute and I'll show you what I mean. Or I won't show you what I mean because Rhiannon gets lost. Oh my gosh. I know that's a shock. It is what it is. Even with perfect directions, I still get lost sometimes. Even with the quality world map, which I'm using, I get lost occasionally. Not as often, you have to admit. If you've been watching my videos from the beginning, you'll have to admit that I get lost a lot less than I used to. At least I think so, at least in my mind's eye. Now, if I had looked at the bridge, if I looked at the sign here, you see? Solitude, straight ahead, right? Solitude is supposed to be on this road. Okay. Okay. We are following the road to Solitude, and we're following the marker on our compass. We are doing what we're supposed to do, but there's a V in the road. There's a V in the road. I'm pointing that out because there was no sign. There was nothing. I'm coming up here going, This is a main road into the Solitude? No, it's not. Oh my gosh. There was a V in the road. I didn't know which one to take, and I looked and like I took the wrong V. And what I should have done is, instead of just going mindlessly and not paying attention and thinking about that wolf, I should have pulled up my map, and then I would have noticed you take the right V, not the left part of the V. So it's okay. Eventually, we will find ourselves at Solitude. See, there's no sign there that says, hey, idiot, take the right. So, idiot went the wrong way. And the funny thing is, there's another V here. Look at this. I could have headed off to the right, but no. See right there, there's a right there? No, I figured it out. So we are going to arrive at Solitude shortly, and that's a good place for us to end it at this time. Thank you so much for following me along. Please subscribe if you have not done so. I would appreciate it if you would do that. You can also check my community tab for polls and messages that I want to get to you guys. Thank you so much for following me along. Really, the most important thing, though, is I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day.